Ask you an even more local question. I think Mayor Seiler said he went to D.C. to lobby you all on, or maybe he was just lobbying the transit officials. But do you know what the odds are of Fort Lauderdale getting that federal money for the light rail project?
I don't. Actually, I'm scheduled to talk to Mayor Seiler later today. So I don't know what the odds are, but I'm sure that we'll try to be helpful with the Department of Transportation. I think it would be a good thing for downtown.
You know, you seem to like this job in Washington. You going to run against Nelson?
That's a direct question.
And I'm sure you'll give me a direct question.
Yeah. Doug, I don't know what I'm going to do next. I don't. I've got a baby coming in the next 2 weeks.
Wow.
I'll have 4 children, 6 and under. And,
oh my gosh.
You know, that's priority. That's priority one. So I will tell you that I love doing this job. I love serving the people of Florida. It gives me a lump in my throat to drive up and see the Capitol every morning.
Well, what has surprised you most about the 6 months you've been there, or disappointed you most?
The spending is...
Well, other than that, I mean, just about what goes on there, other than the spending that you discussed.
Does it surprise me the most?
The way they do business is something.
Yeah, I think that really you have an institution, which I have tremendous respect for, but you're basically dealing with a 19th century institution. The rules of the Senate are 19th century rules. And sometimes that might still be good, but other times you feel like, I'm a person who likes to get things done. And it is built on being slow and making things take a long time. And it has its purpose. But
what are some rules that should go?
I think that every senator should have the opportunity to offer an amendment. I think the American people expect that I can offer an amendment on any bill. And it shouldn't be used to be obstructionist. But if I've got an idea, like my healthcare fraud prevention bill, which has got bipartisan support, I should be able to throw it up there, and it should be able to rise and fall on its own merits. And it should not have to be part of some brokered deal between the minority leader and the majority leader as to whether or not your amendment gets to come up and then get voted down on party lines. You know, Governor Bush described the Senate and the House as armed camps, and there's way too much of that. There's way too much of the Democrats all working, you know, kind of all in their lunches every week and meeting, and the Republicans meeting, and us. You know, there needs to be a lot more of reaching across the aisle trying to get things done with people of the other party. I try to do that.
Do you ever associate with people from the other party? I mean, we've heard
Sure.
stories that people don't even get together at soccer games or anything.
Yeah. Well, I don't, you know, there was a time in Washington, as I'm told by some of my colleagues who've been there a long time, when all the senators kind of lived on the same street, when it wasn't anathema to bring your family to Washington, and their kids would run between each other's houses. And it was really hard to be a jerk to that guy when you were like going to have dinner at his house, and, you know, your spouse and their spouse were hanging out together. And now that's over. We've got 24-hour news where we rip each other all day long. So it's not as cordial as it used to be. But I go out of my way, I make a point of it, to try to reach across the aisle. I have a good relationship with Senator Nelson. I have a good relationship with Amy Klobuchar. I have a good relationship with Mark Udall. I mean, I'm trying to have a good relationship with Chairman Rockefeller on the Commerce Committee. I mean, when we're on the floor waiting for votes, I go walk over to their side, sit down, because those relationships are going to be what gets things done. Plus, there's a lot of very good people in the Senate, and they're good people to learn about. You know,
How do you form some of those relationships with Rockefeller and some of the other guys?
Well, I'm usually the last guy standing at the Commerce Committee, so he, you know, I'm junior, so I come at the end, and you know, I sit there and I'll wait, and I'll kind of, maybe sometimes he and I are the only two left, and we'll keep asking questions. And I made a point, and it was Carrie's good ideas. I made a point to go in and visit a lot of my colleagues when I first got there, asking them their advice. So I went to Chairman Rockefeller's office, and I sat in his office for an hour, and I went and talked with John McCain, and I went and talked with John Kerry, and I went and talked with some of these other people who've been around a long time, and I just asked them, what do you think I should do? Lamar Alexander, people I respect, you know, and got their advice. So I try to build some relationships that way too.
What do you think of the filibuster rule? Should that go?
No, I don't think it should go. I think it's what makes the Senate unique. The Senate is there to protect minority rights, and I think it matters. Now, it can be overridden, so it's not a true filibuster. It's not like one person can stop everything. If they get 60 votes, you can't get it done. It has its good parts and its bad parts, but I think that's not one of the rules I would change.
Change the subject again. In your past life, you once told me that your job was to protect Charlie Crist. Charlie Crist needs a lot of help. What do you see as the problem that the government faces in this race for the Senate? Is it the partisanship of this party? Is it just circumstances beyond his control? Is he not being served by his staff?
I think the biggest challenge that anybody running for election who is an office holder has right now is that this is a very bad economy. And, they talk about the right track, wrong track number. People think that the state's on the right track or the wrong track. Well, people are not happy because they don't have a job. And this is tough economic times. And so that makes it difficult for anyone. So, look, if this were 2 years ago and the economy was still humming, I don't think Charlie Crist would be in this situation. So I think that's a difficulty for him. But, ultimately, he is the most underestimated successful politician we've ever had in the state. Every election they go into it, people say, oh, he's going to lose. He's not going to win the primary. He wasn't supposed to win in 2006, and he won by 30 points. So,
and you had a pretty decent role to play in that. You're no longer playing that role, so is that,
Yeah, I think I got a lot of credit for that maybe I didn't deserve, maybe too much credit. So I think that Charlie Crist will do well. I think the people of Florida fundamentally like him. I think he's honest, and that he's working hard for them. And although this will be a very competitive election, and you have this national environment that's swirling around, and people are trying to nationalize the election about what's the heart and soul of the Republican Party, I think as Floridians focus more on the race, it'll be more about Florida, and I think they like their governor, so I think we'll pull it out.